Alright, we're getting ready to set the boat up here to get a little more out of our NSC units here on the boat. Right now we're using a in-hull transducer. It's 1 kilowatt, and we're upgrading to the through-hull transducer, the Airmar. It's 1 kilowatt, but it doesn't have to deal with the fiberglass interfering with the signal at all. We can go ahead and do a complete through the hull, and we can also trailer the boat. In the past, you would have to you drill a smaller hole, but you'd have a big block sticking at the bottom of the boat, so you couldn't put the boat on a trailer without hitting any bunks. So if you had a smaller boat, you were out of luck. Now what Airmar did was they put a transducer inside this complete housing. So inside here, the transducer is actually aiming at this angle like here. So when we put it sideways with the boat, it'll be aiming straight to the bottom of the boat. It comes in all different angles. It comes at a 0, 12, and on from there. My boat is a 12-degree dead rise. So when we mount this, it'll be flush to the bottom of the boat, just like that. And it actually is strong enough where it can rest right on a wheel, right on the trailer, and not cause any damage. It even has a temperature sensor, which you don't get with an in-hull. So we're going to go ahead and drill a hole, put it on, seal it really good with our, get the good stuff. Don't buy something that's cheap. I mean, this is keeping water out of your boat. It's a little expensive, but it cures in just a day or two, and we can go ahead and get fishing. So let's go. I got my buddy Matt here. You've seen him on a bunch of videos. He's going to help me out here drilling this hole. You can see our in-hull is down there. I don't know if you can see past his hand. But we're going to go ahead and drill the hole for the through hull. We're going to drill from the inside. This way we know we're not going to hit anything. If you wanted to mark yours with a pilot and drill from the bottom, you can, but we're going to do ours this way. Let's go for it. Alright, that wasn't very hard. Actually, elapsed time was only seriously about 20 seconds. And if you look, that's that hull. This Sea Pro boat has one of the thinnest hulls, one of the lightest but strongest hulls they make. Alright, we're going to go ahead and let the dust settle. We'll vacuum some of that out. Go ahead and get that lip edge good and roughed off in case there's any boat wax or anything on there. Clean that edge up really nice. What you can see what Matt is doing is we're coating all the threads. We're going to put a whole tube of that stuff. You want it all, you want about an 1/8 inch thickness down there at the lip, and you want it to coat all the way through the threads, and you want it to stick out the top. So when you put the spacer and the nut on and tighten it down, you're still looking at white from inside the boat, so you know you coated all the threads. And don't use cheap silicone for this. Use the good stuff. Alright, we got our sealant on, we got her all snug. This is the stern of the boat here, so this is the leading edge for when we're running the boat. We want to make sure that the sealer is good and smooth in this area here. You don't want any big bumps that can put turbulence over your transducer. There's a temperature sensor right there. It's one other thing we gain when we go to a through hull versus an in hull. And you can see, I don't know if you can see with the angle of the dead rise, that transducer is aiming straight down. We can trailer the boat all we want. This thing can hit bunks and everything else on the trailer and be solid straight down. Alright, if you see what it looks like inside installed, you see our sealant comes way over the top of the threads. We have the arrow that says keel pointed towards the keel, and there's a nylon set screw that's right there, and I need to tighten that set screw just to make sure it doesn't loosen. There's a thread, there's a spot for a set screw on the other side too, in case it doesn't work out in your boat. You can get to it, or you can put 2 set screws.